Welcome to the fascinating world of the genes with Rohini, and today I am going to discuss about you the stages of controlling gene expression in prokaryotes and in eukaryotes. First I will discuss about the prokaryotes and then we will go towards the eukaryotes. Okay, now coming towards the prokaryotes. When you look at the genome of the prokaryotes, it is a double-stranded circular DNA which is present in the form of the nucleoid suspended into the cytoplasm. As the genome it is suspended into the cytoplasm, as the DNA it is present into the cytoplasm, the processes transcription and the translation it is going to occur into the cytoplasm only. Now, when we say gene expression, it is going to have the two processes, and that two processes they are the transcription and the translation. So when you say that stages of controlling the gene expression means what? The two processes are controlled, and that two processes here they are the transcription and the translation. Majorly the transcription and the translation. Now when you look at the transcription it has again the three steps, and that three steps which is going to complete the transcription, that three steps they are the, yes, it is the initiation, elongation and it is the termination. And what do you think that at which stage there will be the regulation? It will be at, yes, it will be at the initiation of the transcription, because initiation of the transcription it is a commitment stage. As the RNA polymerases it is bound to the promoter and started the transcription, it has to complete that transcription. Okay, so in this way the major level, the major stage into the transcription which is regulated, that it is the initiation of the transcription, and the next level it is a termination of the transcription. Okay, after the synthesis of the transcript, that transcript now it is going to be translated to form the polypeptide. Now at the translation, okay, at the translational level control, again the control it is at the initiation of the translation only. Okay, now here you can see that the translation it is a coupled translation, that is as the transcript it is going to be formed, it is getting translated. So in this way there will be the translation, and the translation where it is controlled, translation it is controlled at the initiation of the translation. Protein synthesis it is controlled at the initiation of the protein synthesis. Now the amount of the protein which is required by the cell it is synthesized. Okay, amount of the protein it is synthesized by the cell. Now there is no need of that mRNA. So what will happen to that mRNA? It is going to be degraded, it is going to be cleaved. So this it is also a control. If that mRNA as it is going to be suspended into the cytoplasm only, then that mRNA it can be translated again and again, and here what will happen? Unnecessary there will be the synthesis of the polypeptides into the cell. So there is the degradation of the mRNA. So in the, okay, here in the prokaryotes there are the three levels, three stages of controlling gene expression, and that three stages they are the transcriptional level, translational level, and it is the degradation of the mRNA. Yes, okay. If you have any comment, you can write into the comment box. Okay, now going towards the eukaryotes. You can see here in the eukaryotes the stages of controlling of the gene expression it is very complex one, as itself eukaryotes they are very complex one. Okay, now when you look at the eukaryotes, the transcription it is going to occur into the nucleus, and translation it is going to occur into the cytoplasm. Okay, and when you look at the genome, okay, when you look at the genome of the eukaryotes, the genome of the eukaryote, it is highly condensed one. Okay, it is in the form of the chromosomes, and which is built up by the basic units, and that basic units it is called as an nucleosomes. What do you mean by the nucleosomes, or which structure it will be called as an nucleosomes? The histone octamers which are wrapped with the DNA. Okay, 2 rounds of the DNA, that structure it is called as a nucleosome. And these nucleosomes, then they are going to be condensed further, and condensed further it is going to form the structure, and that structure it is the chromosome. Okay, so it is very difficult to assess the gene. Okay, you know that genes, they are nothing but they are the nucleotide sequence. Okay, they are the part of the DNA only, and that DNA it is in a highly condensed form. It is occupied, or it is bound to whom, it is interacting with whom, it is interacting with these histone octamers. Okay, so the first level at which there will be the controlling of the gene expression in the eukaryotes, that level it is the activation of the gene structure. Here, what do you mean by the activation of the gene structure? The genes which are in a condensed form, or the DNA which is in a condensed form, the DNA which is interacting with the histones, that DNA it has to get free from whom? It has to get free from the histone octamer. So it is going to form such a type of an free DNA. That DNA which is going to be accessible by the basal transcription apparatus. That is the one of the part here. It is the RNA polymerase. Okay, so the RNA polymerases, okay, the RNA polymerases or your basal transcription apparatus, it cannot interact with the DNA which is already doing the interaction with the another proteins. And here that proteins, they are whom? They are the histones. Okay, so to start the initiation of the transcription, it is important that a gene it should be free from the histones. That is, there has to be the activation of the gene structure. Activation of the gene structure means what? Free the DNA from the histone octamers. That it is called as an activation of the gene structure. So the first stage of the gene expression control, it is the activation of the gene structure. Now DNA it has been now free, now it is available to get assessed by the RNA polymerases. Okay, so the next level it is a transcriptional level. In the transcriptional level, okay, the regulation it is at the 3 stages, all the three stages which are the initiation of transcription, elongation and termination. All the 3 stages, they are the regulated one. As we just discussed that the initiation it is a commitment stage. So here also in the eukaryotes also, initiation of the transcription it is a commitment stage. So there has to be the regulation at the initiation of the transcription. That is a cell it is going to decide to start the gene expression or to not start the gene expression. Okay, so next it is the elongation. Some of the time there is a stalling of the RNA polymerases, that is there is a pausing. Okay, there is a pausing. The RNA polymerases it is not going further, and that pausing it has to be removed, that is to complete the elongation process. In the initiation there is a start of the transcription, then the process it is going into the elongation, and there the RNA polymerases it is showing that or it is not going further. So it has to be pushed up. Okay, complete the transcription. Okay, so so that there will be the completion of the transcription, that is the transcription it will go at the termination. So in the elongation, at the elongation also there is a control of the gene expression, and the next it is what? It is the termination. At the termination also there is a control. So in the eukaryotes, in the transcription, at the all the three stages they are the regulated one. Okay. Okay, now the next one, it is a post-transcriptional modification. There are again the three post-transcriptional modification. That three post-transcriptional modification, they are, okay, 5' capping, yes. Second, splicing, and the third, it is a polyadenylation. So from these three, which post-transcriptional modification it is regulated? Yes, it is splicing. Okay, so the post-transcriptional modification level, in the post-transcriptional modification level, splicing process, it is a regulated one. Okay, so you know the splicing is required for which purpose? It is required to remove the introns from the immature RNA to form a mature mRNA. Okay, so during the splicing, introns they are removed and exons they are going to be joined together. Okay, now here the regulation and the splicing, why it is required? In some of the organisms like the SV40, we observe that from a single gene there is a synthesis of the two products. Okay, in the SV40 from single gene there is the synthesis of the two products, like it is the large T antigen and a small t antigen. How it is? By controlling the splicing. The splicing, it is called as an alternate splicing. Okay, it is the alternate splicing which is going to synthesize the two types of the product from the single gene. Okay, so in this way there is the regulation at the post-transcriptional modification level, and it is the splicing mechanism. Now the immature mRNA, it has been synthesized, but its location, it is where? It is in the nucleus, and if the protein product or a polypeptide has to be synthesized from this mRNA, it has to be transported to where? Cytoplasm. So here the next level, okay, here the next level of the regulation, it is at the transport of the mRNA to the cytoplasm. It is also a regulated process, and after transport of the mRNA, the translation, it is also regulated, and that translational control, it is at the initiation of the translation. During the translation only, RNA turnover, it is also there. RNA turnover means what? From one mRNA, okay, from that is the one mRNA, how many times it is going to form the product polypeptide. That is the number of translational processes it is going on that mRNA, that it is the RNA turnover. It is going to decide that how much amount of the polypeptide it is going to be synthesized from the one mRNA. And after completion of the rounds of the translation, that mRNA now it is going to be cleared. Okay, so that it is what? It is a RNA turnover, and that RNA turnover, it is very, very important to have that abundant amount of the protein which is required by the cell at that particular time. Okay, now the last level, here it is the stability of the mRNA. There are the mRNAs, or all the mRNAs which are present, it has its own half-life period. Okay, it has its own half-life period, and after the completion of that half-life period, all the mRNAs, they are going to be cleared. Okay, so in this way, in the eukaryotes, there are 6 stages at which there is a controlling of the gene expression. And that 6 levels, they are activation of the gene structure, then there is a transcriptional level control, post-transcriptional modification control, transport to the cytoplasm control, then there is a translational control, and then there is a stability of the mRNA. Now, look at the stages of controlling gene expression in the prokaryotes and in the eukaryotes. What you observe in the prokaryotes, there are the 3 levels at which there is a control, and that 3 levels, they are the transcriptional control, translational control, and degradation of the mRNA. And in the eukaryotes, they are 6. First one, it is activation of gene structure, transcriptional level control, post-transcriptional modification control, transport to the cytoplasm, then there is a translational, and last one, it is a stability of the mRNA. And these differences between the controls or the stages of controls in the prokaryotes and eukaryotes, it is only due to the complexity differences between the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. Okay, if you have any doubts, if you have any comments, you may write down into the comment box. If you have liked this video, click on the like and subscribe my channel, as well as share my videos for sharing the knowledge. Thank you.